Ah, my dear viewers. There comes a moment in life that feels like the ground has shifted beneath your feet, a moment when someone you trusted, someone you gave your heart to, wounds you with something far deeper than silence or absence. They disrespect you. And in that split second, everything changes. What once felt secure suddenly feels fragile. What once brought you peace now leaves you restless. But today, I want to tell you something that might be hard to hear, yet deeply necessary. Disrespect, while painful, is often the very doorway to your freedom. Let that sink in. We spend so much of our lives holding on to relationships, friendships, family ties, situations, believing that loyalty requires endurance. That love must conquer all. That if we just try a little harder, give a little more, maybe, just maybe, the other person will see our value. And sometimes, we hold on long past the point of pain, just because the memories were once beautiful. But here's the truth no one tells you. Disrespect is not a mistake. It's a decision. A choice someone makes when they believe your heart is a safe place to wound. It is not an accident. It is a reflection of how little they value you, or worse, how much they believe you'll tolerate. You see, we all crave closure. We look for the perfect ending, the goodbye that explains it all, the apology that makes the hurt worthwhile. But life doesn't always offer such neat conclusions. Sometimes, the disrespect itself is the closure. It is the undeniable sign that it's time to walk away. Not with bitterness. Not with vengeance. But with clarity. With strength. With your head held high. Imagine this. You've poured your energy, your laughter, your tears, your dreams into someone. You believed in the potential of the connection. You saw the light in them, maybe even when they didn't see it themselves. You gave your loyalty without conditions, your time without limits. And in return, you got silence when you needed support. You got criticism instead of compassion. You got dismissed, overlooked, or mocked. That's not just unfortunate. That's not just hurtful. That is a violation of your soul. And yet, it is also a turning point. Because once you are disrespected, truly disrespected, you are handed a mirror. Not to reflect who you are to them, but to reflect who they are to you. And once you see it, you cannot unseen it. Disrespect strips away illusions. It tears down the fantasies we build in our minds about what could be, what should be, what might still become. It forces you to accept what actually is. And while that truth may hurt, it is also your key to freedom. Because how many more days will you wake up feeling unseen? How many more nights will you replay hurtful words just to try and understand them? How many more chances will you give someone who's only ever taken you for granted? You deserve better than that. You deserve respect in silence and in storms. You deserve to be seen, not just when it's convenient. You deserve love that honors, not wounds. And if someone cannot or will not give that to you, then their disrespect is a loud, clear, blazing signal. It's time to go. Now let me be honest, walking away isn't easy. It takes tremendous courage to let go of something familiar, even if it's been hurting you. It takes strength to grieve someone who's still alive, still around, still texting now and then as if nothing ever happened. But here's what you gain in return. You gain peace. You gain dignity. You gain the space to finally rebuild the version of yourself that someone else tried to break. Moving on doesn't mean you never loved them. It means you finally loved yourself enough to stop allowing what hurt you to hold you. And healing? Healing begins the moment you stop blaming yourself for how someone else treated you. Yes, read that again. You are not responsible for the way they disrespected you. You are only responsible for what you do with that pain. Will you let it bury you? Or will you let it build you? Will you let it harden your heart? Or will you let it strengthen your standards? Healing doesn't come in a day, a week, or even a month. It comes slowly, in quiet victories. In learning to say no without guilt. In choosing silence over arguments. In not replying to disrespect with desperation. It comes when you begin to prioritize your peace over their presence. So to anyone listening who's been hurt, belittled, dismissed, or disrespected, this is your sign. That moment of disrespect, that moment you questioned your worth, that was your turning point. Not your ending. Your beginning. The beginning of a new chapter. One where you are no longer trying to prove yourself to people who don't even know how to value themselves. One where your worth isn't up for negotiation. One where your heart is protected, not played with. In closing, I want you to remember this. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their approval to grow. You don't need their presence to find peace. What you need is the truth. And the truth is this. The moment someone disrespects you and shows you who they are, believe them, and walk away with your dignity intact. You are not weak for leaving. You are powerful for choosing yourself. Because the most radical act of self-love is not staying and hoping they change. It is leaving, and changing the story for yourself. So walk away. Not with hatred in your heart, but with love for the person you're becoming. Because you are no longer begging to be respected. You are commanding it, by how you walk, by who you allow in, by how you treat yourself. And that, my dear viewers, is where healing begins. And where your freedom truly starts.